Hey guys, so right now I am going to be doing my reality about having straight A's. And before I get into this video, I just want to put a little disclaimer for you guys that if I seem a little bit droopy, I do have a fever right now, but I was in bed and I was just kind of like, you know what, I gotta get up, I gotta film this video. I'm really trying to be consistent with uploading every single day, so I was just kind of like, you know what, Stephanie, get out the bed, you got this, you know, just film a video real quick and then you can go back to bed. So anyway, back to the video. I want to share with you guys my personal view on getting straight A's and my experience from getting straight A's a whole year. So I got straight A's my last year. The last year, I'm about to start school in a few days, so I mean, I'm probably gonna work on having straight A's again. But the thing with having straight A's is, like, a lot of people, like, I just want to share with you guys what I think, my thoughts on it. Like, a lot of people, like, they overhype getting straight A's and they're like, oh yeah, like, only if you're really smart you'll get straight A's, or only if you study like day and night you'll get straight A's, which in reality that's not true. Like, let me tell you guys, last year I got straight A's the whole year, right? And I would only do homework like maybe once a week, and if I was lucky, maybe like once to every 2 weeks. Which, like, yeah, teachers would leave homework, but I just finish it real quick during class, or like I'd finish it in my other classes or something. I never really carried a big backpack around because I would just leave all my work at school. I never really had a locker either, but some teachers have a little filing cabinet or a little filing box where you could leave your work, and I would just leave my work there because honestly, like, I did not need to take all my work home because I had no homework. But I feel like whenever somebody knows that I had straight A's, they're like, oh wow, you're very smart, Stephanie, or something like that. And I'm just like, honestly, like, you don't have to be smart to have straight A's. You don't have to study day and night to have straight A's. The only thing you have to do is basically do your work, show up every single day. Even if you're sick, you still gotta show up, and get good scores on tests and quizzes. So for me, I think that being in school every single day really helps. It, like, that's the one thing that, like, if you don't want to do all that work that a lot of people hype up about getting straight A's, then just show up every single day to school. And I feel like this is a great, like, apart from school, you know, it's a very good skill to have later in life, because if you don't show up to work, you're not gonna get paid, and if you don't get paid, then you're not gonna have enough money to get around and do your life, you know. So it's a really great skill, and school basically kind of prepares you for that in a way. So basically, ever since I was little, ever since I started school, even if I had the baddest cold or whatever, I'd still go to school. Like, my parents still got me up and, like, took me to school. Like, I remember begging my parents so much when I was little, like, no, I want to miss one day of school or whatever, and they never let me stay home, like, never. But, like, now that I look at it, like, I'm really thankful for that, because you kind of get in that habit of, like, not really caring if you're sick and, like, going to school, you know. Like now that I'm older, I kind of like get that option where like if I'm like really sick, like I'll know if I'm sick or not, and I'll just, you know, like talk to my mom like, hey mom, I'm gonna stay home because I'm not feeling really well. So, and then she'll understand now, and she'll be like, okay. But it's just like something that if you miss school, you're gonna miss the whole day of what happened. And I feel like catching up is not hard, but it's just kind of like you don't learn what people learned. And let me tell you, teachers are so bad at like helping kids that were absent. Like obviously they're not gonna teach you the same exact lesson as they taught like the other kids when you were gone. Like they're gonna like briefly talk about it and hope you get it, you know, but like it really screws you over if like in a test, like let's say you're taking the test and you miss maybe like 2 days out of the whole term, and when you take the test, it's gonna have some questions about those days on the test, and I'm telling you guys this because like it's happened to me and some days that I've missed. I'm just kind of like, oh well, yeah, they talked about it, but I never really learned it, so I don't know what the answer is. That honestly, it happens, and it happened to me. So I really recommend you guys to be in school every single day. So I feel like another thing that really helps is if you just go and do school and do you know. Freshman year, I was quote unquote kind of popular. Like I talked to everyone, like I would mess around with everyone during class, and I would always get in trouble. But I think that year, my freshman year, was like the worst year grade wise, because I was like, yeah, I was still getting good grades, but I wasn't getting like great grades, you know. I would get some A's, but then I would be getting some B's and C's as well. So it wasn't the greatest grades ever. And they could have been better. But it's just like if you go and you mess around, like you're not gonna learn anything, because you're gonna be more concentrated in what people are saying, or more concentrating and messing around than learning. So you're basically not gonna learn. And when it comes to doing your homework, you're not gonna get your homework right, or when it comes to doing the test, you're not gonna get the test right. So honestly, I like to pay close attention in school. And honestly, like for about a year and a half, I've just been doing me, and I feel like that's been like really working. Like if I don't really pay attention to other people like during class, like yeah, I'll talk to some people here and there, you know, after class, but I don't really try and make big conversations and stuff during class, because I feel that like you just get distracted and you don't really learn when you're distracted. Okay, so then another thing about getting straight A's, I feel that like it's just like it kind of goes along with the second thing that I said about like just doing you, but like also like don't get into peer pressure, you know. Like I know especially in high school there's gonna be friends that are like, hey, let's skip, let's go eat, or let's go somewhere, you know. And obviously and honestly, let me tell you guys, it is way more helpful for you to stay during that class and wait a little bit to go eat than to actually go eat, and like you're not gonna learn anything for that class period. And honestly, it's just gonna get you in trouble. That's all it's gonna do, but it's not gonna help you in any way. Like you're still gonna be behind. You're probably gonna get ISS, which is gonna get you even more behind, which honestly, it's just not the right thing to do or to go. I feel that once you start realizing what you want and where you want to be in life, school starts to become more of a kind of like, I want to get this out of the way, I want to do really good in school, and I want to move on. I'm ready to move on from school. I want to start with my life, so I'm just gonna push through it. I'm gonna do good in school, and you know, whatever is next is next. Like for me, I was kind of smart in the aspect that I started getting high school classes when I was in middle school. In my last year of middle school, I got a high school class that came with credits. So I started getting credits before I even went to high school. And honestly, I feel that like that's a very smart thing to do. If you're in middle school and you're going into high school, I think the best advice for you is to talk to your counselors, ask them if there are classes where you can start working towards getting high school credit, because trust me, when you get to your last 2 years, you kind of get to this point where you're just like, I really don't want to be here. I want to finish school already, you know. And what really has helped me also is that I don't really have to be worrying about so many classes at once. We have 8 classes in 2 days. So we have A day and B day, and A days we have 4 classes, and B days we have 4 classes. Last year, so first semester I was getting 3 classes one day and 3 classes another day. But then when second semester came, you know, I was on top of my game. So I switched to getting 2 classes one day and 3 classes another day, which obviously I only have 2 more credits left to go, and this year I could just like go for those 2 credits, but unfortunately my school doesn't allow that. You have to take at least 5 classes. So I mean, it is what it is, but I'm still gonna have those free 3 periods that like you could be like struggling with, but like you're not, because you're on top of your game and you already have all those credits. So you just have to worry about 5 classes and about doing good in those 5 classes, and it's gonna be a lot more easier just to worry about 5 classes than 8 classes. When it comes to finals, I'm only taking like 2 finals if I'm lucky, and some of my teachers don't give out finals. I'm only taking like 2-3 finals, and honestly, like, it's so much more easier and much more better than taking 8 finals. It just like stresses you out, and you got so much going on in your brain. But if like you're on top of your game and you only have 5 classes, then you don't really have to worry much about anything, honestly. Okay, so just a little disclaimer before I go. I just want to say that, okay, so just a little disclaimer before I close this video is that obviously I'm not trying to brag that I'm smart by getting straight A's. Like, that's totally not the case. I think that we're all smart enough to get straight A's. We just have to really put our minds to it and really try hard to get straight A's. And then another thing that I was saying, like, maybe this works for me, but it might not work for other kids, you know, like maybe, because I know there's those types of kids where like they're overachievers and they like to study day and night, and they like to have their big backpacks and like have all their work with them. But I'm just trying to say that from my experience, I don't think that all of that is necessarily. If you really have your mind into getting straight A's, then you're gonna do it without having to do all of that stuff. You just got, like I said, you just gotta do good on tests. You gotta show up every day, and you gotta pay attention and not pay attention to your friends. I know that not paying attention to your friends is the hardest thing, but in the long run, it's gonna help you out. Honestly, from experience from my brother, or no, honestly, like if you decide to pay attention to your friends and you somehow fail your classes, you are gonna be held behind while your friends are gonna keep moving forward. They're not gonna wait for you till you get your things together. They're gonna keep moving forward and you're gonna be left behind. So you might as well just like do you for high school, like at least for the school part, you know, like just do you. I mean, at lunch you can like talk to your friends all you want, but I'm saying like during class, just do you, get all your things together and put your mindset into getting straight A's, and don't let other people bring you down by saying, oh yeah, you're not smart enough to get straight A's. Like, no, that's not the case. And yeah, honestly, I had a lot of people that kind of brought me down by saying, oh yeah, you could never get straight A's, or when I did have straight A's, there'd be people that were just kind of like, there'd be people where they were just kind of like, oh yeah, you're just there'd be people where they'd be like really believers about me faking my straight A's or lying about my straight A's. Like, I have no need to lie about my straight A's, and it's something that, yeah, I'm proud of because I work really hard to get those straight A's, you know. And at the end of the day, like, those straight A's are only gonna help you and your future. Like, it's not gonna, your grades ain't gonna be for your parents, they're not gonna be for your friends, they're not gonna be for anyone else but you. So you might as well start pushing through it and start getting good grades for yourself, you know. So one of my English teachers, she was like, oh yeah, like my parents were just glad if I got passing grades. And I was just kind of like, yeah, like, because I worked, let me tell you guys, I worked so hard for my straight A's that, like, okay, so whenever I got like whenever I messed up and I got a answer wrong or something, I did bad on a test or maybe like a paper, like I instantly go to my teacher, I talk to her about making it up or maybe redoing the test or whatever, and they were like, oh, well, my parents were just happy if I was passing. Like, Stephanie, you're passing, you gotta be, like, that should be good enough, you gotta be plus. And then I was just kind of like, yeah, no, that's not good enough, I want an A. Like, can you please help me towards getting an A? Can you, maybe we can work something out and I can redo this assignment? And they'd be like, why are you doing this? Like, your parents really force you to have straight A's? And I'm like, honestly, my grades really don't rely on my parents. Before, like, I used to really work towards making my parents proud, till the day came that I was just kind of like, girl, like, yeah, your parents may be proud of you and whatnot, but at the end of the day, like, your grades are gonna rely on what your future, you know. Obviously, if they take two people and they're wanting some jobs, right, obviously they're most likely gonna go towards the person that has good grades like straight A's rather than the person that has F's. I mean, it's just common sense, but it's just kind of like something that's really hard to really address. But I just wanted to tell you guys my experience, my thoughts about having straight A's, and kind of like a little bit, maybe, so kind of in a way also like some tips on having straight A's. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.